now until tax day, and scammers are looking to take advantage of those who are filing this year. So how can you protect yourself before you hit submit? Joining us now with tips, Bankrate tax analyst Kemberley Washington. Welcome, Kemberley. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing very well. Good morning.
All right, good. Well, let's help out people that are trying to file here and not get scammed. What are some common tax scams that people should be leery of?
Number one, a popular one is the robocalls. This is where someone appears to be from the Internal Revenue Service and they call you on the phone and asking for some of your personal information. You want to be really careful with that and make certain that the person you're talking to is actually the IRS. And in most cases, of course, it's not. Another one are phishing emails and also text messages too as well. You may receive a text message from someone appearing to be from the IRS and saying, hey, I need your information to process your tax refund. And again, it's not from the IRS. And last but certainly not least, when it comes to charity, there have been a rise of different scams when it comes to asking for money for certain charities and appearing, of course, to be legitimate. But again, they're not. So you really want to be careful, especially during this time.
So why do people fall for so many scams? Is it one of those things because they're so pervasive and because you're getting all of these communications now seem to be hitting you from every angle?
Right. I think you're correct there. And number one, I used to work for the Internal Revenue Service also as a criminal investigator. And I think it's just a fear factor that people, they don't want to, of course, hear from the IRS. And of course, they don't want to know that they owe a certain amount of money. So I think it's a fear that people are having. And once they hear it, sometimes they fall for these scams.
And quickly, IRS will never call you, correct?
That's correct in most cases, right? But particularly they won't call you. In some cases they will, but of course you'll receive a letter first, some type of correspondence saying that, hey, this will happen. It could be in the case of an audit where they will need to reach out for you, but just getting a phone call threatening you and say, hey, you need to do something right now, that's not the IRS at all.
Yeah, if somebody says, well, we need gift cards or we need this, that's definitely not the IRS calling. So how can people protect themselves from fraudsters?
You want to be really careful, of course. You don't want to click on any links or emails that appears to be from the IRS because chances are, of course, it's not from the Internal Revenue Service. Also, if you do get a phone call, you can hang up and call the direct number 1-800-829-1040 and find out what's going on in your case. Another thing you want to do is download, of course, or go to the website and look at your online account, and you can find out what's going on with your IRS account. But again, you really want to be careful because during tax season, these tax scams are on the rise.
Yeah, and then, of course, check your mailbox, too, for your returns when you get them. If people don't get them direct deposit, we know that's another scam that exists out there. If somebody has been a victim of a tax scam, what can they do or what should they do?
They definitely want to contact the IRS. There's a couple of different things that you can do. There's a special number that you can call with the Internal Revenue Service, and that number is 1-800-908-4490 if you've been a victim. You can also complete a form. You go to irs.gov, and there's a form you can complete online, and that's Form 3949A. So those are some steps you can take. You do want to reach out to the IRS. In some cases, you also want to file a police report, but you want to be cautious. Again, the IRS is not going to call you and threaten you, so you really want to be careful.
They will not threaten you. Kemberley, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Great to talk with you, our Bankrate tax analyst. Thank you very much, Kemberley Washington. And you can find more stories on this year's tax season on our website, cbsnewyork.com. Just look under our Money Watch heading.